Greetings, fellow Mr. Robots. Tiki here.
And Jacob Wile, too.
And welcome to another conspiracy-fueled edition of Tiki's Universe. It's the show where we cover a variety of current animated TV, including Star vs. Force of Evil, Steven Universe, and today we're talking about Milo, Murphy's Law, a collaboration between Weird Al and the creators of Phineas and Ferb. And we're talking about The Note, which is Season 1, Episode 3B. All right, Jacob, how you doing?
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. A little pressed for time, so we're going to have to make this a little brief, but that's okay. We can do it. So,
yeah.
I got to say, I think this might be my favorite episode of the series thus far. Granted, very young series, you know, we've only got a few episodes to work with, but out of the ones we've seen, I really like this a lot.
Yeah, it takes like a premise from the first one, like escalates it to a whole new level.
I mean, I wouldn't even say it's as it's not even as over the top as the first episode because it doesn't feature like an alien invasion or anything like that. But
it explains it better. That's what I'll say.
I think it's a little more well refined than the first episode. You know what I mean? It's a little bit like the writing's a little sharper.
Yeah, like we called it first person jitters.
Mm.
First episode jitters. Not first person. That's
first person jitters.
Yes. A new horror movie moving the nations.
All right, so we get introduced to Christian Slater as a crossing guard / strawberry waffle spokesperson named Elliot.
They're half off this week.
They're half off this week, and they're quite delicious.
Yes.
Jacob, I'm not gonna keep bringing this up, but I am convinced that the name of this character is a reference to Mr. Robot.
Well, like I said, you'd know more about that than I would.
Yeah, but like Mr. Robot, Christian Slater essentially. Well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but let's just say he plays a character that's very close, very very close to a character that's named Elliot. So, lots of conspiracies going on. Like I said, I'm not going to reference Mr. Robot a lot, but I just want to put that up front. Elliot, Mr. Robot, I see the connection, Disney. I see the connection. Yeah.
But funny thing, they actually got him because he's actually guest starred in an episode of Phineas and Ferb, and they got him for this.
That's a good point. He is in Phineas and Ferb as well. Yeah.
Well, he's only in one episode, but
right.
And technically, the episode where he was in was redubbed in Great Britain, where he was voiced by Simon. Where the character he voiced was voiced by Simon Pegg instead.
Okay,
don't ask me why they did it like that, but they did.
So the premise of this episode is Milo's got a month's worth of doctor notes that he turns in bulk. The doctor only signs the first page just to save time. And Zach, I love Melissa's cell phone photos, you know, of all the incidents. We get another reference to the llama incident. Another reference. I'm telling you, Jacob, that's a huge runner.
I just hope it pays off to something good.
We'll see.
As to the pistachios, because they keep bringing those up.
Oh yeah.
Like until you said up, like the guy wanted my. I don't know why they wanted my pistachios.
Okay, so
you have recurring pistachios and recurring llamas.
Of course, yeah.
No, llamas are nature's greatest warriors.
All right, Elliot appears. We find out that Milo's middle name is literally Danger.
But it's not pronounced like that. It's pronounced Danger.
Danger.
That's my grandmother's maiden name.
Let's see. We see the "Ask Me About My Strawberry Waffle Supreme."
and how he has the turnaround stop sign.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
Milo is the only person that I need to stop in this town.
How do you stop other people named Milo? How do you stop people who aren't Milo? I don't turn the sign.
Can I just say, I love Christian Slater's performance, and I love that he's going to be a regular on the show. It's just delightful.
He's like Milo's. He considers himself to be Milo's enemy. He used to save the world, save the world from Milo, the disaster that follows Milo.
It vaguely reminds me of the character of Dim from Invader Zim. Like vaguely.
Who?
Dim.
You mean the human character?
Yeah.
It's Dib.
Oh, it's Dib. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that show in years, but
Yeah, it's not Tim.
Dim. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Melissa's got a bit of a runner this episode where she has the boom thing. Murphy's Law. Boom.
Boom. And even Zach has, you're not going to do that all the time, are you?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
But the Murphy's Law is at the note. Of course, the note flies away. I mean, when we see that giant stack of paper, we know the note's going to blow away.
Of course. He should just kept it in his bag.
I do love the very subtle gag of the note like falling on the sewer grate and seemingly being able to be found very easily before flying away again.
There's no way we can find my doctor and all this.
Oh yeah. Okay, so and then we have this kid who's basically tormenting poor Christian Slater about the strawberry waffles, kind of forcing him to do the spiel.
And they're quite delicious. They're half off this week.
Okay, so we can kind of rapid fire through some of this. Let's see. A spy drone picks up the drone.
Did you fly to the Murphy sector again?
Yeah, I want to see if that guy's using your lawnmower. Well, is he? Yeah, I got a shot of it. Oh, it makes me so mad.
It just makes sense. Like almost everybody knows about the Murphys.
That's true.
Like even like local law enforcement and government drones know about the Murphys.
Right. Okay, let's see. So so a note flies into an office window. They bring up if it would be easier to get Milo's doctor to just sign another piece of paper.
Yeah, well, I think I'd find the doctor.
Oh, I love this gag. This might be one of my favorite gags in the series so far.
Dude, they're like, he's playing golf. There's no way to find him.
It's like we can literally we can literally see the golf course in the background as Milo says that.
Yeah, his name's like, are you a doctor? No. Okay. I do love that gag, though, how it all pays off in the end, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Do I just want to finish things up here, or do I like?
No, it's there's people at my house, and I'm worrying if the noise is going to be an issue.
Yeah, well, then let's try and wrap this up, and we don't have to go through every single gag.
Yeah, that's true. So,
well, they go through the office. Some lady thinks that it's the face of somebody. I don't know if it was real or not.
Frank Eugene Austin, the inventor of the ant farm.
Yes, I don't know if he's a real person. That's a real person.
Let me look that up really quick. I mean, keep recapping, but I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, she sees that on the coffee as she put on Milo's note. They try to retrieve the note, but somebody turns on the fan. Zach's like, seriously? Like, what?
What? It was getting a little stuffy in here.
And then they get to a parade that looks like it's for an astronaut that's coming down. It's like, no, we're just giving it a ride. The parade's for the celebration of ticker tape parades.
Frank Eugene Austin is indeed a real person who invented the ant farm.
Oh, what do you know?
Okay.
I mean, the Phineas and Ferb did a lot of that too, like the infotaining stuff that's like seems seemingly random but is actually realistic.
Right.
Like, yeah, but turns out they're just giving the astronaut a ride. The actual parade that the note got flown into was for the celebration of ticker tape parades.
And my favorite detail of that is that they're going slow just because the astronaut likes riding on the car like that. Oh, God.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it's ridiculous, but I love it.
Just Murphy's Law in action.
Uh-huh.
Actually, that's kind of unrelated to Murphy's Law, but still.
So they see that the note is on the back of the astronaut.
And Zach's like, the astronaut's back. And it's like, yeah, I know, we just saw him. I love the whole the wordplay there. And then when look, DOG found the note. It's on the astronaut's back.
Fine, whatever. Okay, this is a dark gag there. This is a really dark gag where Milo triggers the PTSD of the astronaut. Hey, can you hear me?
They're like, I shouldn't have given him his headphones.
Yeah, we just see a flashback of like the astronaut out in space, like and his co-pilot or whatever listening to music on headphones. God.
Oh boy.
The oxygen's running out. I mean, seriously, that is a dark gag. That is a very dark gag.
I didn't actually catch that.
What? That it's PTSD?
No, not the PTSD, but the whole oxygen running out thing.
Oh yeah, they do mention like it was supposedly a very, very close situation.
Oh jeez.
Okay, so let's just. So these government agents, they're just very incompetent.
Yeah, and they see him freaking out. They decide to disintegrate him.
No. He'll be fine once he gets his hamburger.
Like, okay, all the people have unnecessarily disintegrated. I mean, damn. We forgot they're fine, but we don't know that at first.
Right.
Like he killed them.
He's just a giant serial killer, just a mass murderer.
Yeah, I mean, this show can they allowing the show to get away with some pretty dark humor in here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the note ends up in, of course, a paper factory of all places, or a recycling plant or something. It's either a paper factory or a recycling plant.
Well,
I want to say it's a paper factory.
Yeah, I think it's a paper factory, but first it gets caught, like it lands, but then it gets caught by a street sweeper. Which Zach tries to chase that. Like, those things are moving. He runs into it. Like, those things are actually moving very slowly.
And then, what do you make of Melissa's line about like getting your head caught in a helicopter door that flies you straight into the ocean, leading to killer whales like murdering you, leaving your bones to be eaten by crabs? What do you make of that?
I was like,
at first I thought she was describing something that happened to her with Milo, but then it gets like very dark and gory, and I'm like, oh geez, what?
I kind of shared Zach and Milo's reaction. Like, I don't even know how to respond.
I know. Okay then.
I mean, they just like went into like a completely random place that like I was like, wait, what? I mean, like, did that happen to her, or is like just something? What?
Okay, so we get a song about making excuses. That's not sung by Weird Al, unfortunately, but whatever. That's fine.
Still catchy though. I mean, these people know how to write catchy songs.
Yeah, it's fine. Of course they do. And then Melissa spots the note, but she gets her shoe stuck on a conveyor belt. And then it's kind of like Brave Little Toaster style, like like the conveyor belts. She's about to get crushed by.
Milo about to get recycled. Killed and recycled. So like, no, I'll save you. That's bad. Like, I was at the recycling thing.
That's not great. Well, the being shredded part, not the recycling part. The recycling part is great. We should always recycle.
Milo! Like, priorities, Milo. But he tries saving her, and of course, it fails.
Yeah. But then we get a bit of interesting luck where one of the poles kind of falls and then jams the recycler, whatever the hell it is.
Again, Murphy's Law, unpredictability.
Yeah, again, it's unpredictable. It's not necessarily all bad. It's just crazy.
Unpredictability in action. That's basically what Murphy's Law is.
Doctor's note. Boom.
And like, I wonder how much damage that actually would do to a real life factory.
That's a good question, but this show is not.
It shut down. Like it shut down one of their grinders. I wonder if that would like cost a lot of money to fix. But it's a cartoon, so who cares?
Yeah. Okay, and then speaking of being in a cartoon, we see that the doctor's note was not actually Milo's doctor note. It was a female doppelganger of Milo.
It's like Lola Sundergaard or something like that.
Or something like that, yeah.
It's like Lola Sundergaard? Who's Lola Sundergaard?
And then we see... I
wonder if we're going to see more of her. She's just like a one-off thing.
I hope so, because it's not just her. It's like there's doppelgangers of Melissa and Zach as well.
And they even have a... I wonder if they even have a pig. I wonder if the pig's name is P.I.G.
I would like to think the pig's name is P.I.G.
Like spelled like P-E-I-G. P-I-G. I mean, it seems like they might know each other, or they reacted well around each other or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they might. Who knows? We might see more of them, or they could just be like a one-off gag.
I mean, that seems to be like with Phineas and Ferb as well. Some things could be one-off gags. Some things could be a little bit more, based on what I know about Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, sometimes those gags are like that. They appear to be one-off, but then they appear like later episodes into a reference. Yeah,
sure.
So who knows? Maybe I mean, like almost down to their clothing, they're almost exactly the same.
Okay, let's see. So let's end this off. So they run into Elliot again.
Well, that's after DOG brings their note back.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Sorry.
Sorry,
but DOG gets their note. Gets their note back. He's like he's not supposed to be in the paper factory.
No, he doesn't actually say that.
I know, but I wish he did. That would have been a place to say it.
It would be.
But yeah, they came across it was like, we're just going to school. Leave us alone. Which is a good point. Like, they're just going to school. Just leave them alone, man.
Yeah, and then he just ends up disintegrated just out of nowhere.
Like, okay, we don't know how you did that, but see you later. Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah. And then he is reintegrated, but reintegrated with a bunch of astronauts who all the last thing they remember is being in a parade.
I wonder if they also had PTSD.
Perhaps. Oh, God,
and that's why the new guy's going to be disintegrated. So who knows?
And then finally, the episode ends on a very cheerful note of the golfers actually confessing that they're both doctors. I wanted you to like me for who I am. Well, it totally worked. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, final thoughts, Jacob.
Like I said, this probably I have to agree. This probably is like the best episode so far. It's fun. It's concise. Like it's basically a better version of what the pilot could have been.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not knocking the pilot at all. I would say the pilot might be the second best episode.
I could probably go with you on that as well.
Yeah, but
I could probably go with you on that whole episode, on the second episode being that episode being the second best. So this is probably the best one so far from what we've seen. I mean, like we introduced to a fun new character and Elliot.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't cause much problem. He just like shows up to like berate Milo. Hopefully that he turns into much more than that.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will in the future. I'm just excited that it's Christian Slater voicing him.
I mean, this could turn into like more. For all we know, he could turn into a more like he could actually try to stop Milo in different ways instead of just like stop there, like holding a stop sign.
Right.
It's an overall very fun episode, probably the best one so far.
Yeah, I agree. It's very well paced. A lot of good gags. Too many gags to keep track of. Really, it's very hard to recap some of these episodes in that way. They
even managed to sneak in some darker humor.
Oh yeah. And I'm a big fan of Christian Slater so far. Looking forward to seeing more of them. Jacob, it looks like next week we're getting a whole bunch of Milo because we're going to be having 2 episodes on October 26th and then 2 more episodes on October 27th.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me check that out. What are the next 2 called?
Party of Peril and Smooth Opera Tour.
Oh yeah, it's like apparently the Party of Peril is like it's Milo's birthday, and and Melissa and Zach try to throw him his first real birthday party.
Okay.
And Smooth Operator, however you want to pronounce that. However you pronounce that, Operator.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but either way, Milo and the gang visit the opera. Things go wrong, obviously, and somehow he ends up on center stage.
I want to hear Weird Al sing some opera.
That would be hilarious.
Okay, and then
you might just get your wish.
Then we have Worked Day and Wilder West. So a lot of Milo Murphy's Law coming up.
So I don't know if those have. I don't think those have descriptions yet.
That's fine. So okay, good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
If it's true, we're gonna have like 4 things that you're going to crank them out.
I know. That's going to be work for us, but that's okay.
That's the thing that we don't have Star to deal with as well.
Exactly. All right, folks. So thanks for joining us, and until next time, remember, it's his world, and we're all living in it.
And we're all living in it.
I should have never given him those headphones.